Hey, what's up, gang? This is Monish bringing you an episode review of regular show. That's right, season 6, episode 23, Men in Uniform. So, I'll be doing these episode reviews just to see how they turn out, and this is one of the many episode reviews I will be doing. So, on with the review. Now, this has to be one of the funniest episodes I've seen this season. Like, really, it had everything from a crazy plot to crazy, uh, you know, dialogues, to everything, the complete package, right? So the episode starts off with Big Head, the guy from Really Real Wrestling, hiding in the bushes, supposedly plotting a conspiracy against Pops. Okay, he seems to be really pissed off with the fact that Pops took away his job and stuff like that. So he's there in the bushes, waiting to make his move. Now, while Benson, as usual, has the gang assembled on the porch for the usual morning briefings that he has, and guess what? Benson has this whole ensemble of food set up for Maynard in the center of the park. Okay, now apparently Maynard's about to make an important announcement today, and Benson, well, is just being classic Benson, appreciating the boss and being in good books and stuff like that, you know. Anyways, so as it turns out, Maynard's not very happy with the way the park's been doing and wants to shut it. Yeah, that's right. He wants to shut the park. The attendance, as he puts it, has been poor, and all he's been paying for is for the guys to babysit Pops. Yes, he says that. And that, I think, was hilarious. Especially the way Pops reacts to it. And by the way, he says this in the most apathetical fashion. Like he has no interest in keeping the park anymore. You know, everyone's really shocked. And so Benson asks Maynard for a week to bring the park up to speed because everyone wants their jobs. Everyone wants to stay in the park. It's been a part of their life for a long time. So Maynard grants them a week's time, and well, so the gang team up as a unit, and they do as they do every time there is a moment of crisis. Now, I've really come to love this quality that the gang has, where they actually team up as a unit and make things happen in a moment of crisis. So that's really cool. So they try everything, okay? Everything from Pops hiding in the pulpit to doing a live band gig in the park to an empty audience to offering free soda refills. All of this amounts to nothing, and the gang finally gives up. They all lose hope, and everyone's really bummed out. So Benson, being the ideal boss that he is, decides to throw them one last party before they bid goodbye to the park. Okay, and what better way to bid farewell than wings and soda? Yes, that's right. Now, if you have been following a regular show for any amount of time, you'll know what a bunch of wings and soda is capable of doing. Massive intoxication. That's right. And so it goes, the gang is spread out in this gazebo that's in the park. Benson, as usual, is off the hook. You know, he's probably had a lot of wings and soda, and well, Benson is all drunk on wings, and he goes, Maynard is a jerk. Now, no one recognizes where they are, and they happen to find themselves in East Pines, okay? Everyone's having a good time, everyone's enjoying themselves, they've lost track of time, and they don't know where they are. They find themselves in this gazebo in East Pines. Yes, that's right. The part of the park owned by Gene and the Pranks. Anyways, it's too late by the time they realize, and Gene happens to spot them, and they're ushered out by these men in uniforms. Okay, Okay, so they're kicked out of the place, and Benson hits upon an idea. Bingo! The uniforms. What else is there? That's probably what gets East Pines all their business. Uniforms is where it's at. All we need is uniforms. So, the guys stay up all night, put together these custom-made, hideous uniforms over the internet that are made to order. The uniforms arrive the next day, and as expected, they're terrible. Talk about terrible fashion sense. You know, the uniforms are all over the place. Uh, they've got crazy colors, they've got frills. They're not even, I don't know, they're like a mishmash of different clothing. Okay, I think it's high time the gang spend some more time outside the park. Uh, because I wouldn't touch these uniforms with a 9-inch yardstick, okay? They were hideous, and I think the gang eventually agrees upon the fact that they made a big mistake. I mean, obviously, all of them were a little high, and they couldn't really figure where they were going with it, and so they decided to do these uniforms. Now, maybe I'm just saying, staying up all night and designing uniforms on the internet when you had too much of wings and soda wasn't a good idea, right? And it turns out that it wasn't. Anyways, everyone's waiting in the park the next day. Everyone admits that they messed up, and Muscle Man puts up a picture of Rigby on the internet. Now, within a matter of minutes, the video goes viral, and there's a huge line of people, a huge line of visitors waiting to enter the park. Yes, that's right. It turns out that the picture goes viral. Everyone wants to see these guys dressed up in these really twisted uniforms, and the people are just there to make fun of the guys and take pictures and whatnot. So the gang try and get away from the crowd and ditch their uniforms, which creates a black hole of ugliness. Now this black hole, according to Skips, sucks in only ugly things because of the clashing colors and all of that, typical regular show stuff. So everything ugly, including a lot of people out there in the park, are being sucked into this black hole, all one by one. Now Big Head, who's been hiding in the bushes, planning to make his move, finally pounces on Pops, catches him by his neck, okay, and he's all mad about Pops stealing his job, but surprise, surprise, he gets sucked into this black hole. Bam! Well, I guess because he was ugly. Now, the next day, we see the park full of visitors, and Meerwat's really happy with the way things have turned out. He decides to keep the park in business after all, and everyone's really happy. Now, it so happens that Big Head was too big to be sucked in by the black hole, and he plugged it. Now, everyone wants to see the head in the park. Wow. So, that was how this episode ended. Wow, talk about twisted endings. I think this episode had one of the best endings I've seen in a long, long time. Especially after the last few episodes that had not really great endings, not really conclusive enough. But I guess this one really hit the right spot. And this was a pretty strong episode overall. I really loved this episode, and I hope to see more of such episodes in the future, especially the one where we have these crazy, surreal sort of things happening, which is something that regular show was known for. A few interesting things that I noticed in this episode. Firstly, this episode was an eye opener in a lot of ways as to how Maynard views the park. Now, though everyone else in the park was really concerned about losing their jobs and really, really bummed out about the fact that the park was going to close down, Maynard, well, he didn't really care. He just seemed like he was. It was just one of those businesses that needed to, be shut because it wasn't doing that well. This pretty much emphasizes the fact that Maynard is probably doing other things, has other businesses or other sources of income apart from the park. Interesting. Another thing that I noticed was that Skips has been working since the 1800s. Wow, the 1800s. That was hilarious. So, anyways, apart from these little things that I described, I think this episode was full of really amazing and really quirky things that really made it stand apart from the other episodes this season. And this is definitely one of the most strongest moments in regular show history. I'd like to see more of such episodes, and I'd like to do more of such reviews as well. So do hit like if you like this review. Do subscribe to my channel for more, and do leave a comment telling me what you thought about this review. I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, this is Moish signing out, and until the next episode.